Perfect. Once they log in, they're actually directed to a splash page, what we call as an introduction page. And then basically from there, they can choose to either complete their consents if they've not been here before, and if they're new. If not, they directly go to the home page where they can see all the set of forms that are available to them within the registry. I would like to note that this is the QA environment, which is like a non-production environment, and that's why you would have certain features which are available to carers, which will not be available in prod. Going on to the patient, so this particular carer has just one patient allocated to them, so they can select that patient and they have access to certain parts of the patient's form. Going into the carer support needs, that's one form which they can start adding. It's at the very bottom of the page, but we will be working towards making sure that carers are aware that the form does exist over here. Once they are here, they can click on the blue button to add a new form. This would just basically populate an existing template that we have selected. The form is divided into two sections. One is basically a survey form questionnaire, which allows them to answer their needs. So we start off with some instruction text on the questionnaire and some functionality as well, like how you can save your form and input answers as well. The basic function of the form is pretty simple. So you have your mandatory questions marked with asterisks, red asterisks, and then you can just put in, go ahead and entering the form. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to choose a date which is a little bit older in time. So I'm just going to change that to March. Oh, sorry, 2nd of May. And then I can choose the territory or state I live in and the basic questions. So all of these are mostly a drop-down fields wherein the carer would just read the question and see if which would best be suited to them. So first and foremost, I'm just going to go yes. And then how much support do you need over time? So this is where there is a range for a question, which goes from question 2 all the way to question 10. So this is like the information the carers can put in, like, for example, person's condition care needs over time, I would say low need. How much support do you need to provide? Any of the personal care or general daily care? I'm going to say low need. Another question which we have says, how much support do we need to provide emotional or spiritual care person they may need? I'm going to go moderate need on that. Then the next question comes up is, how much support do you need to know who to call in an emergency out of hours to discuss any concerns about the person? I would say it's a none. The next question over there is, how much support do you need to feel involved in the decision making and listened to by professionals about care needed by the person? I might go moderate need. How much support do you need about financial, legal, work issues? I might go high need. The next question, which is prompted, is like, how much support do you need to take break from caring during the day or overnight? I would say none. Again, the next question displayed would be, how much support do you need to balance your own needs with the demands of caring? We do also have some example text in the brackets as well. Go moderate. And how much support do you need to manage any feelings or worries that you may have? Go again, moderate need. And another question is a different type of input, which is like a slider, which is kind of goes from a range of not very able to very able. So they can choose either 0, which is your least of the range, to 2, 3, 4, and very able. For the questions 2 to 10, we have a calculator embedded in it so that it does a calculation. So if someone chooses to change, the calculation automatically changes the score as well. In terms of question 12, we have some conditional formatting to just see if we know the person's wishes and preference for end of life care. So if they answer no or unsure, it does not prompt any questions. But if someone has selected yes, then it does come up with a second question, which is just like if they have advanced care planning or advanced health directive, and it goes with the same options. So at this stage, once a carer starts filling in this questionnaire, they cannot save all the forms until they've answered the questions. If let's say one of the question was not answered and they try to save it, it's gonna give an error at the start saying the patient test form is not saved due to validation errors. However, on like selecting the field and answering all questions, they are able to save the form. Again, has not been answered yet. Perfect. So once they've saved a form, it actually creates a record of the carer support need on that particular date. Once they've done that, they can choose to print the form as well, which would print as a PDF. And as I mentioned in the start, that there are two sections. So first section is the questionnaire, but the second questionnaire is like the second step of the process is making a support action plan together with your MND advisor, wherein we have like a little bit of text saying these are the next steps of your process as well, which is like having a list of contact details for the associations in each of the states and territories, and non-mandatory question. It's completely up to the carer to answer that or not. But even doing that, once they've done it, they can save the form. Once the form has been saved initially, they're able to print it. Carers are also able to go back to the form at a later date and make changes. So I'm just gonna reload the page, continue. And assuming I've come in at a second time, I can actually go and change the form as well. So it's the same form. If I filled it first and I've saved it, but I then like think about it and see, oh, I might need to change some answers. I can go ahead and save it as well. Now, once you click on this green save button, it saves the changes as well, and then allows you to print a form as well. So the thing is, the printing the form can be done either on the paper or a PDF file, which saves on your local computer. It will have all the details about the answers which you put in as well. However, it does not show the answers which you've entered previously. So printing would show the answers which were saved at the very last, just before you're about to share it with your MND advisor or any other clinician. So that's pretty much the form. There's another feature that we've added is like, let's assume that you've put in a form 6 months before and you've made a support plan with your MND advisor. Now you want to revisit an MND advisor and want to take a fresh set of form. All you need to go is you just click on the add button from the left hand side where you have your carer support need, and it will create a fresh form wherein you can go through the same process again, choose the answer which you want and save the form again. I'm just gonna give me a second and I can show you how that would look when you have two sets of form. And save. Perfect. So the form's saved as well. And then you can see that there are two sets of form over here within the carer support need. So the 16th of May 2024 is your form, which is the second iteration. So if you want to use a new set of form and send it to MND advisor at a later date, you would select that form and print it. If you want to revisit a conversation from your first one, you can select your previous form as well. So that's pretty much the feature within the registry about saving the form, entering data, and printing the form. Once the form is exported, the carer can choose to share it via paper or email that to your MND advisors or any other entity. Back to you, Samar.
Thanks a lot, Dhaval. It's been really a pleasure working with you to get to this stage. You know, very easy to work with, and you understood exactly what's needed. We worked a little bit with the, I suppose, limitations of the registry. So could you show the make a support plan, the text, please, there? Yeah, so all we're saying here, as you know, exactly like in the hard copy, for those who have had the opportunity to test it on carers, we hope you found completing this questionnaire a valuable opportunity to consider your own needs, health, and well-being as a family carer. Please take the next step in this important process and contact your MND advisor on the phone number or email address below. Once you have saved your responses, you can print the form by clicking on the gray print button. This will generate a PDF, which you can attach to the email to your MND advisor using the email address below. You are encouraged to share your responses with your advisors so that you can work together to create an action plan to address your needs. So I'll open it up for discussion here regarding this part of it, which basically the MND associations are involved at this stage. We have asked you about your phone number that you'd like to have it here, or email address. I'm hoping it's still what you have given us before, but if there are any changes, happy to do that. I know that, well, we know that we've put New South Wales, ACT, and Northern Territories all in one, but correct me if I'm wrong, this is New South Wales looks after these areas. And then Victoria and Tasmania together, and that's about it in terms of covering the whole of Australia. So yeah, I mean, so from the perspective on the MND associations, how do you see this working? Do you have any other comments, changes, improvements that you'd like to make?